Hello and welcome back to another video on the SOAutomotive YouTube channel. My name is Sven and you're joining right now in a forest with this. This is a VW T4 Multivan Atlantis edition with a 2.5 liter TDI, meaning turbo diesel engine with 151 horsepower. And today's video is a review of this. The first thing I want to say is actually very many thanks to the owner of this car, who actually owned this car from new. It is now on 269,000 kilometers, I think. And yeah, obviously he doesn't want to show his number plates. That's why I removed them. But yeah, where should I start? This car is painted in this very, I would say, iconic VW silver with those iconic 5-spoke monoblock wheels, which I think look actually very nice. The VW T4 weighs, without any additional persons inside or fuel, around 2 tons. But you can add additional 690 kilograms, so the max weight of the car is 2.69 tons. This VW multivan is actually from the year 2003, meaning it is already 21 years old. You could buy a car with those dimensions for around 10,000 to 15,000 euros, which is in my opinion actually a quite good deal. Because if I open now here the side door, you can see the interior. Now this car is actually, for what it was used, actually in quite a good condition. And as I already told you in the intro or in the last clip, this car has now 290,000 kilometers on the clock, which is actually very good. And remember, those VW T4 turbo diesel engines can drive forever. I mean forever. This particular example has now the upgraded LED lights, which were actually not an option back then, but well, it's aftermarket one, so you have way better lights in the night. And yeah, I think in my opinion it actually looks quite cool. You can pull this lever right here, and then you can open up the engine bay of the VW T4. So you have this, the 2.5 liter 5-cylinder engine, which is actually quite compact. But remember, this car can deliver 151 horsepower. And yeah, I already drove it on the restricted autobahn, and it actually manages to get 180 kilometers per hour. That's the top speed, which is actually quite good. I am now in the inside of the camper van. As you can see, this car is actually fully loaded to the max. The new price back then in 2003 of this car was 32,000 euros. And well, I already told you this car has now 296,000 kilometers on the clock. That's why there's some wear and tear here and there. But for example, the leather steering wheel is a little bit worn. But what would you think? What do you think if you buy this car and you already know it's 20 years old? So obviously there is some wear and tear here and there. Obviously there are some scratches. You got here the lever for the windscreen wipers. You got actually automatic climate control, radio with 6 different channels. You got heated seating, and you have so much space. You can actually fit 7 people in there. And the owner told me already that he used it quite a lot for hauling his kids around and everything else. That's why, yeah, you have a lot of space back there. I am now in the last row of the VW T4, and I am 6 foot, like 1.87 meters tall, and it is actually quite roomy inside here. And now I haven't found on the internet the liter volume capacity of the car, but you have quite a lot of space. This is actually, I think, in my opinion, a great road trip car, given you can actually sleep also inside here. And given I've already spoken about the nice 2.5 liter turbo diesel engine And it has actually started now raining. That's why I think we need to go for a little, test drive of the car. Where I also want to check out the 0 to 62 miles per hour or 0 to 100 kilometers per hour time. Alright, let's turn this car on. Now you always have to wait a little bit before you can turn it on. Stop music. And now, there it pours, the 2.5 liter diesel engine. And given it's actually a diesel engine, meaning it is actually very, very torquey, and it can, it's actually great also for hauling stuff around. But yeah, let's see where we can do the 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. Alright, let's do the 0 to 100 kilometers per hour time. I stop, and now 3, 2, 1, go. 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, I don't know how fast it actually was, how many seconds it took, but you can actually feel the torque of the 2.5 liter 5-cylinder diesel engine. And I have to admit, this car drives actually really, really, really good. And you can't actually feel that it actually already now 21 years old and has already driven basically 270,000 kilometers. But you can drive here through little countryside lanes, because obviously in typical northern Germany fashion it has started to rain. But you hear this little grumble of the 5-cylinder engine. Now it's important to note, this is the most powerful turbo diesel variant of the VW T4 multivan. Now there is still one level above, because you could actually buy a VR6 engine, a 6-cylinder naturally aspirated engine, which was actually which is the same engine as in the VW Golf Mark IV VR6. VW actually put the same engine in this car. If you buy the variant with the VR6, you could have 250 horsepower. This one has, now as I already told you, 151 horsepower. But driving it is actually really, really nice. Now one important thing to note is that it is sometimes, maybe for me, but I am actually, remember I drive a VW Golf 5, so it is a way smaller car. Reaching down to the gear lever, you actually have to work when you drive this car, because well, the gear lever is not here, it's actually on the ground. You have a big stick, but you feel like you're doing something when you drive this car, and it is, it feels kind of rewarding. But it is still a very nice road trip car, as the owner already told me. Oh, now, okay, narrow countryside lane, perfect. Okay, let's turn right. Now obviously the suspension feels very floaty, but it is not a track car, so it doesn't need to feel floaty. As already told, The torque of the engine is really nice. It can deliver power very quick, given it's a turbocharged engine. And you know, you can actually quite good maneuver this car around those very tight, you know, northern German countryside lanes, which you can't do with, you know, any car. And remember, this car is very big. It is basically a big block on wheels, and I can just drive, you know, I can just drive with it through narrow countryside lanes without worrying about it, because it's actually quite good because it actually handles quite good. Oh yeah, now you can feel the torque. Wow. Yep. Alright, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it was a little bit different review. It was maybe not just the same as, you know, the Skoda Octavia review, but I hope you liked it nonetheless, and I hope I see you in the next one. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope I see you in the next one. Alright, peace!